What's going on, party people, everybody at home watching on Blast TV and 4K with no ads? We are here for your favorite late night talk show with Maui Snake as usual. He's so good we invited him back. And can I say the GOAT? siuhy! Congratulations, man.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm going to get this out of the way right now. The worst question that everyone wants to know the answer to, how are you feeling?
It's indescribable. I mean, when we reached Legends, I said I will never forget that moment. But now reaching Champion stage is just, it's crazy. It's a lot to take in just in a few minutes.
A lot of people don't know your story. And I've said it, we talked about it so much on the cast, obviously. We know siuhy from the We Play Academy League. Maui was on the desk there. We casted a lot of it. siuhy won 4 times the We Play Academy League, cleaned up in his division, kind of got left behind on MOUZ, and decided to jump right to GamerLegion, almost right after your contract expired. I wanted to ask, if we want to just go back there for a second, were you... What was your thought there? And, you know, were you just disappointed about the fact of not getting a call-up? And were you thinking about holding out for some kind of Tier 1 offer like some of your teammates got?
Not really. I think as soon as we were winning, and I just felt that I was ready to move on. And I wanted something, just a new experience to build on. You know, I worked as an amateur at the beginning. Then I went to the academy team. And now the next step was, you know, Tier 2. And then moving on to Tier 1. So that's exactly my goal. Like, I just wanted to not really join a developed team instantly. I wanted to prove myself first and try what I can and keep up the progress that I was making all the time. And that's exactly what I was aiming for, and it happened perfectly. I joined a team that was full of potential, and it's actually exactly what we're doing right now.
I'm always curious with in-game leaders kind of about the lineage, like how you came to have all the ideas, the style, the philosophy of calling that you're implementing. Where do you think that stems from? Who was maybe the first person that really set you on this path?
It was for sure Karrigan. When I started off, I was only watching him. He was my idol, he still is. It's crazy what he has achieved, and I always look up to him. Huge respect to him, and I don't really try to focus and base my game around other players. I look at myself and how I can adapt to the team that I have, to the players I have, and how can I use my own play style to make it good around my players. And that's something we focus on a lot, and I've been building that up since MOUZ NXT as soon as I become an AGL, and it's working so far.
How would you characterize your own style?
I think very aggressive and explosive, you could say. A lot of chaos, you could say, as well. But it's something I'm working on, and yeah, you have to have some sort of structure and a good system in the team, and we're working on that all the time with me.
You're a player who, with all these LAN championships, you know, they're not Tier 1 LANs, but you were cleaning up at your level. And I wanted to ask, in the We Play Academy League, lots of great teams, lots of great players, but it's a step up to play at a challenger stage or a legend stage of a major, of course. Does it help to have those LAN victories to be able to see the finish line in tournaments like this?
Yeah, for sure. Just like in academy team we were winning, the same comes for here. And whenever you're winning here, it gives a little bit more motivation because you know you're not limited to, you know, now we're playing at the major, right? And the academy team I was not able to do that. So once you're winning at this stage, you look further into the future and you know there's much more ahead of you when considering the academy team limit. But yeah, for sure.
Can you talk a little bit about your teammates? Because, you know, we've got your story, we've got Acor's story, we know everything about it. We got Kiaz in the background throwing up the peace sign. With Kiaz, IM, the rest of your roster, what should we know about them? You know, why should we stop talking so much about Acor and siuhy and start talking about the rest of your teammates?
All of them are amazing. That's why we are here today. We said before we came here that we're coming here as a team and we're going to leave as a team no matter what. And each individual in this team has proved themselves so much. And I see a lot of praises going to one individual in the team. But shout out to everyone else on the team, and they truly deserve it from everyone. They've put up a tremendous amount of work, working behind the scenes. Since this roster began,
How did you find them?
They found me.
Oh, right, but they were all together before you joined the roster?
Yeah, most of them.
And then did you replace the IGL? Excuse me for not knowing the history, but did you come in, instantly replace the IGL in his role?
Yes. Yes, they were going through a rebuild time, and yeah, they added 3 more players. I was one of them, and we worked from there. And before joining, one thing I always look at is the chemistry. You know, I want to join a team that has fun with each other. I don't want to join a team that's only there for work. I like whenever you spend time after practice, before practice, joining TeamSpeak earlier, later, leaving really late. Like, you know, that's exactly what we're looking for in a working environment. I don't want to just be there as if I'm in jail, you know? So, yeah, all of these factors, these guys take off. They're amazing in game. They're all step up whenever they need, and it's just amazing to have them on the team, honestly.
Could you speak about Imma? Is that how you pronounce his name, by the way? IM. We've been doing IM and Imma. So, okay. First of all, clarification on pronunciation.
Good question, because I don't even know myself at this point. I think it's Imma. Yeah.
Okay, but well, for Imma, the man whose name is spelled IM, tell us about him, because he's been a guy that's really caught my attention. Just the way that he rifles, his decision making, just seemingly making a lot of the right choices.
He's crazy. We worked a lot together. Because of the roles in game, we need to work a lot together. At the beginning, it was not easy because he has a different style to me. He has maybe a little bit different point of view on the game as me. But we came to such a common ground that now we understand us or each other so well that we believe and trust in each other, and we built it as the roster developed. He's what can I say? He's a crazy player. He's amazing in game, good teammate. He's always wanting to win, putting in the hours. He's a very dedicated person as well to the team. Like, you know, sometimes frustrations come whenever you're losing, right? But it's not because you're annoyed at someone else. It's because you want to win. And it's exactly what you see in that person. You know, he's so dedicated to winning that you just see it on the server and see it outside of the game as well.
You know, this is a qualification match to get to Legend stage, and to lose this game for you or Apex could be the end of the run. Tomorrow's game could be incredibly difficult. Nothing is guaranteed. And you could see that on Apex's faces. Watching G2 crumble earlier versus Fnatic, and then watching you play against Apex, it was day and night. I want to ask you, were you nervous? Because it didn't look like it at all. And it felt, in fact, that Apex were the one who I thought would play a lot closer, but felt like they were really feeling the pressure.
Yeah, like I said to my coach, the first day we played here, we progressed every single day for moving forward. And it just felt like, because we were here so long now, and we played basically every day, that this is becoming like a habit or a routine. And we don't really feel, obviously we feel the pressure and the stress and nerves, obviously it's every time. But we use it, I don't know how to say it, going on each day forward. We used the exact same routines or the exact same mental states that we had the day before, and we knew that once we were improving every day, we just go into the next day the same exact mindset. And yeah, moving forward, like it's champion stage beginning now, we're just going to use the same exact thing.
Can you speak on the kind of idea, I guess? Well, we've seen, I'll put it out there like this. Basically, coming into this tournament, Monty and Nine had just a ton of maps played in online cups. I'm sure you guys are grinding a lot of online tournaments as well. Monty did as much as even played on the day off a match in ESL Challenger League or something. What's your opinion on just getting that many officials in? Because it seems like that's the difference between Tier 1 and Tier 2 practice routines, that the Tier 2 teams are just slogging it out, playing every damn day.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like this for a very long time. The Tier 2 teams just have to go the hard way. Maybe not the hard way, but, you know, they have to grind their way up. And in some way it's fair, and maybe sometimes it's not. But I think it's good that they have an opportunity to grind up and to actually prove themselves before they reach the Tier 1. Because, you know, if you instantly just move into Tier 1, it's nothing. You haven't really shown your development. And I don't know, it's a positive thing that you get to play and have a lot of opportunities online. It does become a little bit stressful and overwhelming after some time. But it's not something I would complain about. I mean, I just play them, and yeah.
What's your comments on, you know, it's no secret that like in the last major, at this major, it's more upsets than ever. And at first people are like, oh, best of ones, but it's the best of threes as well. You know, the Tier 1 teams who are established, they play a lot less maps, but they play more LAN maps. They have expensive players, superstar rosters. They're failing to win their games that they're favored in by huge amounts of ranks. And they should be the teams you would think that would be the best under pressure because they have to play in front of the biggest crowds and on the biggest stages. So what is your perspective and commentary on that whole situation? Do you see it the same way, that they should win their games, that they should be better under pressure? What do you think is going on?
Could I just add one thing to this? It's because also you've been the favorites before. Like when you were playing on MOUZ NXT, you were obviously the favorites every time. So I feel like you've experienced both sides of this.
Yeah, I don't think it's, now it's a little bit different with Tier 1 teams because I don't think they're as expected to win as they were before. And it's mostly because I think Tier 2 has just become so strong and so developed to the point where whenever they are playing against a Tier 1 team, it comes down to the most smallest things ever. You know, it's just, now it used to be that experience was a huge thing. Now it's like the minimum amount of experience you have, that's the exact advantage that the Tier 1 team has. And every Tier 2 team, they can shoot, they're on a good level. I mean, they're proving it all the time. And like I said, it all just comes down to the smallest thing. It used to be a much bigger margin because Tier 2 was not as developed back then. But now you could see that they're all very close to each other, and the mistakes that are happening are not as obvious as they used to be.
With a solidified map pool and one map getting rotated out every so often, and teams getting really good at learning the new map extremely quickly, one of the narratives that I'm pushing, that I want to get your perspective on, is that Counter-Strike 2 couldn't have come at a better time because the ceiling of the game is starting to be reached by a lot of teams that are working very hard, but there's just a lot more, and there's less of a gap now. There's less chances for a team to have dominance in an era, and I think that speaks more to how difficult the game is, more than how good the teams are or how hard people are working. Is it that the maps are getting figured out to a point that Tier 2 teams can max out everything, or are there new things that Tier 1 teams aren't doing that are causing them to fall behind?
I'm not sure. I mean, Tier 2 and the map pool, I think it's definitely nice for the Tier 2, and they use it to the advantage that the map pool is constantly changing because a new map is coming in. Obviously, they can go in and grind their online games first, and whereas the Tier 1 team has to wait to a tournament. So for sure, a map pool is a huge advantage.
Okay, how about this? Kind of on that same vein, because it does feel like, in our eyes, the ceiling is being reached, at least in terms of certain aspects. I'll say mechanics for one. Like, riflers are just two-bulleting everybody nowadays. Like, people are so quick to get their kills. What's a place, maybe it's coming from teamwork or any aspect in your eyes where the ceiling could raise? Where can you get 10% more out of your team, for example? Because I'm sure you're not perfect in your eyes. Great question, Maui.
No, I think...
Thank you.
I'm not sure. I mean, we just have to work, right?
But does the extra 10% exist?
For sure. Yeah. Every time you reach the 10%, there's another one coming.
There's always another one.
There is always more to learn and develop. There's not a stoppage. As soon as you win, maybe someone's motivation falls down, not mine at least. Yeah. But yeah, there's always something more to do and something more to develop. But you just have to find out as you go along.
Chat, if you have any questions for siuhy, now is the time. siuhy, I want to talk about, listen, you're not done with CSGO. This is the final CSGO major of all time, but you've wrapped up to the point now you're in top 8. Everybody dreams of being in this position. But there's also CS2 on the horizon. Are you sad about that? Are you just getting started in CSGO and you want more time to carve out your place in this game? Or are you excited about having a reset?
Yeah, actually, I'm a little bit sad the CSGO is over because, it's a good journey so far. So I'd like to keep it up. And also that CSGO has always been that's something I began with. And moving on, I learned all the little tricks, all the things, and now you move on to CS2 and the smokes have changed, and now you have to relearn something. Maybe someone's playstyle will change, wonder whose. But yeah, I mean, some of these small things that will happen.
What is that supposed to be? What is that? What's the wonder who?
It's a secret.
What?
You never know.
Come on.
Maybe we'll learn in CS2.
Okay.
This is so ominous.
Yeah, it's ominous. Heater with no clarification. siuhy asks Dribble, how do you keep your hair looking so fresh at all times? You sexy beast? ?
I wish it was as good as right now, but it's not really that good. I haven't been to a barber in quite some time now. I haven't had time.
Just working all the time. That's how you keep your hair looking good. Because when you win, you're always sexy. No matter what your hair looks like.
Winners look good.
Yeah. Okay. Glocio says in all caps, how to pronounce your name and will he get that coin, diamond one? Siuhy? Is it Siuhy?
Will I get the diamond coin?
And how to pronounce
Okay, yeah.
the name.
First question: will you get the diamond coin?
No.
Okay. Second question is, yeah, how do you pronounce your username? We say different things here,
Yeah.
but we've asked you before we play. But in your words,
To be honest, I got this asked so many times to the point where I forgot myself. But you can just say, like, because in Polish it's different than in English. I mean, in English I hear a lot of like siuhy, siuhy. Yeah.
It's just like a lighter, not a hey, but like a hey.
we've been siuhy.
Yeah.
I've been
Siuhy.
siuhy.
That's fine.
I've been on siuhy.
Yeah, I've been saying Siuhy.
But what's the Polish way?
Siuhy. Siuhy.
Just get manlier.
That sounds very commanding. I like that.
Siuhy.
Okay, Siuhy. Siuhy.
Yo.
How do you feel about potentially playing against Liquid tomorrow? Which I didn't look at the bracket or your draw, but if that's the case.
2 days, but yeah. Whatever.
Oh, what?
Well, in 2 days.
Oh, in 2 days.
Or
Oh, yeah,
playoffs,
right.
Yeah, where's your research?
Yeah, potentially playing
Well,
against
it's the
Liquid.
chat- it's the chat person.
In playoffs is
okay.
the question.
They framed Launders. It
Yeah.
wasn't his fault.
Liquid? We played them first game, right? Did we? Oh no, we played Complexity.
You guys have played a lot.
Yeah.
We played Complexity
yeah,
first game.
yeah.
Okay. Liquid, I don't know. It's just another opponent. Yeah, we feel good. Nothing much.
Okay.
He's going to play his own game.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Enzo says, this might not be a question, but I'm just going to start reading it. I picked GamerLegion as 0-3. I beg for forgiveness. Do you forgive me? Much respect.
Write to me on Instagram and I'll think about it.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you can plug your Instagram if you need.
what's it?
Yeah.
Plug
No,
it.
siuhy CS. Shout out, give me a follow, please. Thank you.
He said Shuey right there.
And Wabbit, for clarification, said it's Chewy like Stewie.
Have you ever thought of adding 2K to the name? Shuey 2K.
No, but I've always been a fan of Stewie, actually.
Good taste. Good
Yeah, yeah.
taste. Do you? Oh,
I want to ask you a question.
Go for it.
Who's
Oh,
the,
no.
Guy
Who's
in
the
chat.
NA GOAT in your eyes?
Whoa.
I don't follow.
Yeah, question is he
I don't
doesn't
follow CS. I don't follow
care
CS
so
that
much
deep.
about it.
Ah, okay.
I don't know.
All right, all right.
Who do you think?
I think it's got to be Twister or Liege. But then there's a debate.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was thinking you were going to say Stewie just because of that.
I'll pick
last time.
Stewie for parody.
Yeah, shout out to Stewie.
Shout out to Stewie.
Shout out to Stewart 2000.
CS2 is anyone's version. Okay, last question. Ask him if he is from Victor Gubb. Ask him if he has taken any inspiration from the old Virtus Plow lineup. He said Plow.
I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm here today, because I was started off watching them. So they're a huge inspiration. They gave me exactly what I'm doing right now. Whenever I started off, I think most of the people in Poland that started off was because of Virtus Pro. So yeah, a huge thank you to them.
If
Shoot.
Pasha makes it here, are you going to give him a hug?
Of course, if he makes it on time.
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Has he reached out to you or talked about anybody else except Nine? Because there's you, Krasnell, Cuban. There's other stories besides Nine that are going to be or could be in playoffs.
I have to say no, he didn't reach out to me.
Papito, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
He's a real one. Isn't that sad?
Yeah, that's heartbreaking, actually.
He tweeted out after Nine didn't qualify. He said, "What do we do now, boys?"
Yeah,
It's like,
and then
what
there
the
were
hell?
alternatives right here.
Yeah.
In the flesh.
So
Anyway.
it's time to start pedaling.
Yeah, get to it.
But you can go slowly because you don't know how GamerLegion, how far they're going to get into this tournament. Anything is possible for these guys. They have played such a fantastic event. Siuhy, I want to thank you for coming on and talking to us. We want you guys to get just as much shine as you do airtime talking to the fans so they can get to know you more because, as Connor said, really rightfully on the cast, you guys, some of your teammates may be unknown players, but not bad players, not players that are going to disappear, just stories that we haven't learned much about. And all of your favorite players were once in the same position. So here's where those stories get defined, at Majors. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Congratulations for Siuhy to making it into playoffs of the final CSGO Major, and we'll see if some new players are going to get their flowers.